Hello, my name is Wes N, and the course that I have developed was for apprentice powerline technicians for level 1. Basically, the prerequisites for this course is that the students have completed a apprenticeship level 1 in a face-to-face environment, and the course is intended for them to best set them up for their level 2 as a refresher for the electrical theory aspects. So the student support that I believe helps the students learn, one of the best ones, is this question and answer spot. As you can see, it kind of lets the students pick on or pick a subject that they're having struggles with, or a topic, and allows the whole group to interact with each other, as well as the instructor kind of oversee what's going to happen. I believe that this enhances the learning because it allows the students to feel as if they're more in a face-to-face environment and promotes the interaction between the students and the instructor. I have incorporated well-aligned assessment strategies in my course by first referring to Bloom's taxonomy and figuring out which scale or which level the objectives were on, and matching the quizzes and the assessments with those objectives in that rating scale. For example, I have one that's a lesson that's called What is Electricity? Basically it just talks about it summarizes the atomic structure of the atoms and where electricity is generated from. And from there, the assessment is basically just a quiz as that best aligned with Bloom's taxonomy. When I looked over the question of what component of your course development was most difficult to build and why, I think the most difficult was actually around my icebreaker. So I initially wanted an icebreaker, as this is a returning course for the students. All these students have met each other in level 1 schooling, and it's been about a year since they've seen each other interacted. So I wanted to kind of have a way to bring them back together so that they could review different components of what they've been doing and how their work experience corresponds with others. And I tried to find a program that I could bring into here, into Moodle, that would allow the students to answer a quiz and then plot it graphically, but I couldn't do it. So the best thing that I could do was to go into Moodle some of the questions and then have them actually answer them. So for example, one of the common ones we have question is, how many pole climbs can you average in a month? So then the students would go ahead and answer the question here, and then as more and more students were populating, then it would fill in. But I know it just took me a long time researching what program would work best, and yeah, this is what I came up with. So as you can see from my background, I teach mostly in a face-to-face environment with hands-on practical skills. So the one thing that surprised me or impressed me the most about this course was the fact of how easy it actually was, that once I had the foundation of the course already built, how easy it was to actually plug into Moodle and populate the different lessons. I guess all the legwork was already done for me with starting out at 4150 and working all the way through. But I was actually quite impressed with how easily the course was to actually build. As I look back through how I progressed through the course, some of the major hurdles that I had to overcome is, like I've said many times, I am a power line technician by trade, and a lineman's motto is, if it doesn't work, then get a bigger hammer. So, and as most of you know, technology and force does not go hand in hand. So I really had to work on how I was able to progress through the online education stuff. It was all relatively new to me. So yeah, it was just, that was my biggest hurdle, was actually being able to develop this all on my own and work through all the different lessons. I believe that my thinking has changed now that I'm nearing the end and becoming closer and closer to being a online designer and developer for online education. I believe my thinking's changed by not realizing how important it was for the student interaction, or the interaction from student to instructor. I guess before this, I just thought that, in online education, you are your own island working away on your course, and, whatever you put in, you got out of it. And I had a really hard time relating how that was similar to a face-to-face environment, and really how that fit into the course. I'm looking forward to now incorporating the online education in the as well as with the face-to-face environment, creating a blended learning program for the apprenticeships. So I'm going to take you on a tour of one of the modules in my course. As mentioned many times already, my course is APLT Level 1 Electrical Theory Review. So the lesson I'm going to show you is on laws, terms, and formulas. So starting out, basic picture, and then we've got the title. I included where I found the image here, just for copyright laws and all that. My little bridge in summary, so building on what we've already done and what the next step is going to be, what it's going to look like for the learner. So I start off with my objective. Again, listing what they're going to learn, explain the laws, terms, and formulas for basic electrical theory, and solve simple series and parallel AC/DC circuits. I also listed down below about the assignments, just so that it's all right at the beginning and what everything's going to be worth. In order for them to continue on, I have a bunch of websites just for their electrical terms, formulas, and laws, so I'll just click on one of them, the electrical formulas. So this just takes them to a website that already has a bunch of them. One of the lessons that was going to be created, or one of the assignments, is to create a glossary of terms, of electrical terms and formulas, and yeah. So yeah, basically it just allows the learner a spot to start out with for their research for this assignment itself. And we've got the glossary itself, plus the submissions that the students are going to hand in, as well as a PDF describing what the document, or what their glossary is going to look like. So it says right up in there at the beginning the weighting of the assignment, what the actual assignment is, the requirements, and the technical aspects. And then we've got the marking rubric for the students as well. This marking rubric the students are used to. This is what they get graded on in their face-to-face schooling. Same kind of a rating scale. And then we go on to series and parallel circuits here, which just describing the calculations of them and what each one looks like, what the actual characteristics are. And then there is a quiz where they have to answer and solve them as well. And then my summary of my course. So that's just the final of this module, and then on to the next one. Again, my name's Wes N. Thanks for being along this journey and let me show off my course to you. I had fun building it, and yeah, thanks again.